Pisces, this is your July 2020 forecast. If you'd like a private reading with me or hypnosis to facilitate permanent change, do use the link below. Look, some of you Pisces are looking at having children with a partner, getting married, or where some sort of divorce going on, or if there's been a loss. What you're focused on all month is your children, your projects and or sports, and dating and fun. What you are to look at leaving behind is an old ambition, an old career, an old debt or, court-appointed, being reliant on some sort of government or court-ridden something. And what we are making changes in is our home. And when it comes to just our home, not only are we moving, but all of what we had as we grew up. So our fundamental foundation belief systems. And so through that, we are changing. And also we are growing. So what career we did have, we're transitioning, we've got more ambition. Things that within us have changed. And also what we're taking action is finding out what we are entitled to, what resources we can get from others, talking to our boss and asking for more and receiving for more, because we're taking action in the 8th house, which is our partner, it is our boss, it's anybody that we receive from. So this is not stuff we get and we make, it's from what others can give us. But where you're focused all month is on the dating, projects and sports, or your children. So first card we have is the Hierophant card, Major Arcana card in your career, study and finances. Look, there's some sort of actual signing or ceremony going on, if this is a grand opening, if this is back to work, if this is signing the details, signing the contract, some formality, I've graduated, anything to do with that. There is also the traditional versus the modern. There is a split or a decision or a fine line amongst that. So if you're going to court over the children, if you are seeing some sort of judge or coach to do with the sports, or anyone formal to do with finances or career, you're getting signed off, and there's an understanding there, and there's a tradition and values there. So, but there is a fine line of traditions, and like I said, your ambitions have changed. They're more in focus. You know more about what it is that you want, so you're working towards this, and this professional person that you're dealing with in a traditional or ceremonial or in a legal way is helping you with that. Now, for some of you, like I said, it's courts and getting that final ruling, and there is a balance there. It's the key to your success. Key to your success in any of the areas that I just said. But this is about taking a chance, living and learning. Like I said, there's a fine line between the traditional. So it might be a traditional versus modern arrangement with your work, your finances, your project and or sports, or your financial agreement for children, or divorce, whatever. At home, we have arguments over the children or with the children, and this is about picking our battles, being united front as a parent with our children if there is a divorce here. So there's arguing over who gets the children, or arguing with the children, or using children against each other. When it comes to love, this is being stood up. This is, arguing. This is, trying to organize for the home and or love. I'm trying to organize something, and what with Mercury retrograde and the eclipse going on, there's some secrets coming out. Details keep changing. Mercury retrograde goes right through to July the 26th. So nothing is stable, nothing is certain. Everything will change until after that date, and then you'll have more stability. So lost communication, miscommunication in all of these areas. Lost communication, miscommunication, dates change, things being rescheduled, stop, starts, U-turns, reversals, people pulling out, changing their mind. But also this is a researching, a planning stage for you, and strategy, and looking at the details before agreeing to anything, because you might agree to something and find out, hang on a second, I didn't actually realize it was all of that, or that it had this missing. So for example, if you're agreeing to a divorce settlement and you think it's 3 versus 3 days or whatever, you'll find out, no, it's 3 days for you, and then I have 3 days. So you might be different. Or if you've agreed to a position which is, the ceremony. I've agreed to this position, then I find out I'm actually not going to get what I thought I was entitled to. So, what you're agreeing to is not going to be what you're actually going to get. When it comes to your health, you have the Two of Cups. It does have a Leo over it, so this is legacy, this is family, this is hierarchy, but it's also about leadership here, and we're making a commitment emotionally to be more secure, less insecure, to making a commitment to be able to love yourself more, value yourself more, and an agreement with yourself and or with a specialist in the areas of throat, ears, lower lip and jaw, base of brain, cerebellum, cervical spine, and neck. And thyroid. This is also about being more self-sufficient emotionally, self-sufficient and independent emotionally. So you might be putting money into those areas, but you've made a firm decision. When it comes to your love, there has been a pause there as we look at the terrain, because it might be a bit foreign or it's the same terrain. So we're making a pause before we make that offer or before we take this any further. This is a Virgo, Taurus or a Capricorn male or alpha, and we're looking at things before we progress any further. Someone here wants to protect themselves. It's almost like they need to have a surety. They need to know it's going to be a yes before they ask the question. This is also the idea of looking at my future, looking at my options and thinking to myself, okay, well, I don't know what it is that I want yet, so I'm going to think about what it is before I say yes. And again, back and forth for the whole month. You might have an ex come back and it's like, well, put all your plans that you do have in love on hold, because you might have been seeing someone and this person's come back and you're like, well, this changes everything. Or maybe the information in a relationship that you do have, because we do have an eclipse, makes a change in thinking. This has also got luck all over it. So you might find that suddenly, luckily, the person that has been on hold, so maybe this has been on hold, this has been on pause. Okay, so the thinking's been done. We have been communicating and now we're going to move forward together. But this is being thoughtful and being prepared. Remember I said be careful, read everything, double check everything because of Mercury retrograde and the eclipses. So you're drawing virtue messages from the angels, Pisces is. So as I'm looking at things on a whole, it looks like, so if we're talking about having children and getting together and moving in together and, all those things as a couple, or about a split there, it looks like we are trying to get there, we are trying to protect our future, but there's an awful lot of backbiting, an awful lot of rescheduling, an awful lot of, barking at and over children or at each other, and we will be able to come to an agreement, a traditional / modern agreement with any kind of courts or higher up that is going to make our future stable and make us feel more secure, because the value is what's being looked at. Also in the terms of your career and ambition, changing from traditional to formal. The way that you looked at your ambition and your career has changed, and so now you're really pushing forward and you're going to be taking advice from others and maybe getting a new coach, and really, because your focus has changed, your ambition has changed, you want more, you are hungry for more, and so you're going to put more effort into this and really, really work hard on this, and there is an agreement there and there is a formality there. But relying on others. So maybe there's some funds there, or maybe get some freebies there, or maybe someone's going to give you some more coaching or some more skills and techniques that you didn't have before. Okay, greatest hopes and dreams, leading them towards them. This is a patience card. Remember, things takes time. Right through to July the 26th, can't rush it. You just can't. If you rush it, look, regardless of what you do, it's going to change. Nothing is going to stay the same. So if you do agree to something before July the 26th, there is going to be an amendment there. And also this is the time of researching, looking at things. Like I said, this is partnerships. This is partnerships between you and that you love, or you and that you work with. And again, this is Mercury retrograde, about renewal. This is in love and or finances. So ex coming back, renegotiating, re-signing something that was done. We're looking at it again. So be kind to you and those you love. And from Jedi Side Jake, may the force be with you.